I'm Tom Layson, and this is a Northwest Now Digital Extra. Washington State Ferry's lost 400 employees to COVID vaccination firings and hasn't been able to recover. When combined with an aging fleet of 21 ferries trying to serve an ever-growing demand, the service reductions and missed sailings have become part of the daily routine for people living in the San Juans and all across Puget Sound. There's little debate that the ferry system has been struggling. The questions are about what the solutions are. As Northwest Now contributor John Lobertini tells us, one of those solutions may well be the system's partnership with the Seattle Maritime Academy.
The flood of rush hour commuters spilling off the Tacoma says a lot about the popularity of the ferry. Stacy Starr is one of them 5 days a week.
It's pretty peaceful. It really beats sitting in traffic in a car on I-5. Like, that sucks.
But for all its magic and convenience, the ferry system was vulnerable even before the pandemic. And today, operators are still struggling with delays, cancellations, and uncertainty.
Yeah, definitely Thursdays and Fridays are, I have them X'd out on my calendar.
33-year-old Fernando Benitez learned to expect the unexpected.
That's not going to Bainbridge those days, because when I come back from work, it's very likely I have a delayed ferry.
Delayed in many cases because there were not enough people to keep these boats moving. Ian Sterling is with Washington State Ferries.
You know, there's this worldwide shortage of mariners, and that leaves us competing with the oil companies for tanker operators, with the container ship folks, even with tugboat companies. Right now, our biggest shortage is in licensed deck officers, the captains, mates, that type of a thing.
By most accounts, Washington State Ferries has been underfunded by the state, but Governor Jay Inslee's recently proposed two-year budget includes $46 million for staffing, terminal improvements, maintenance, and new vessels. And over the next decade, that's more than $1.1 billion.
The Seattle Maritime Academy is among those training the next generation of merchant mariners.
So in addition, some states and local government regulations may contain regulations that are stricter than the 608.
These jobs are now full-time, no longer seasonal, and the state is covering tuition costs for those who can't afford the two-year program. There's even child care assistance. But surrounded by more glamorous tech jobs, appealing to young people has been a tough sell, says Dean Bateman, Associate Dean of Students.
Part of our challenge is reaching into communities and talking to kids younger and planting the seed of these are great jobs. These are great opportunities. You can travel the world.
Washington State Ferries is doing business with an aging fleet, 21 boats, and the Tillicum is more than 60 years old. The bidding process looked promising for 5 new electric ferries, but that fell apart and new bidders are being sought. Ian Sterling.
We have some boats on the drawing board. It takes 2 to 3 years to build a new boat once you push go. We're just about there right now, and then we'll start building new vessels.
The first won't be complete until 2027. Until then, repairs and maintenance are going to be needed to keep 3 other ferries moving.
You know, they've got the fast ferries. I think that's a good thing.
At the new Coleman dock in Seattle, we caught Bruce Huff waiting on a return trip to Bremerton.
Maybe putting a few more of those on. We might not be sitting here right now if there was a fast ferry earlier in the morning.
The to-do list is daunting. Staffing, we're told, won't return to normal until midsummer, and routes like the Anacortes-Sydney won't make it back until then either. For Northwest Now, I'm John Lobertini.
To see our full discussion about the big plan for the state ferry system's return to full service, be sure to look in the Northwest Now digital section at kbtc.org. Northwest Now airs Friday nights at 7:30 right here on KBTC. And be sure to look for more digital stories like this one by following us on Facebook and Twitter at Northwest Now.